You may not realize it, but just one incorrect breath while swimming can be enough to throw your heart rhythm off, even when your body still feels strong. Hello everyone. If you're watching this video today, chances are that swimming has been, or still is, a part of your life. Some of you swim to stay in shape. Some swim to recover your health. And some swim simply to slow your breathing down in a world that feels far too rushed. But have you ever asked yourself this? Why are there days when you swim very gently, very slowly, yet your heart seems to beat faster than usual? In today's video, I'm not going to talk about complicated techniques, and I'm not going to talk about performance or results. I simply want to share something very basic, but incredibly important for those over 60, breathing steadily while swimming, and why it helps keep your heart more stable. Before we continue, please leave comment number 1. When you swim, have you ever felt short of breath or noticed your heart beating faster? Let's begin. When we pass the age of 60, our bodies don't become weak in the way we often think. They simply change the way they respond. The heart still beats, still works faithfully every single second, but it no longer likes sudden demands. It doesn't like being rushed. And most of all, it does not like being deprived of oxygen. I've met many older adults at public pools, at the YMCA, and at therapy pools. Some were excellent swimmers in their younger years. Others only began swimming after retirement because their doctors recommended gentle exercise. But they all had something in common. They often say things like, "I don't know why, but lately my heart races after just a little swimming. My muscles aren't tired, but my heart is. I have to stop swimming because I suddenly feel uneasy." What's interesting is this. In most cases, these experiences don't come from heart disease. They come from the way we breathe while swimming. After age 60, our lungs don't expand the way they used to. The chest wall becomes stiffer. The diaphragm weakens slightly. This is completely natural. Research on heart-lung aging in the United States has shown that oxygen exchange gradually decreases with age, even in people without underlying medical conditions. And when we swim, an activity that takes place in water, the body becomes even more sensitive to breathing patterns. Many older adults carry habits from their younger years, holding their breath while underwater, lifting the head up and inhaling forcefully, or breathing very rapidly when fatigue begins. But after 60, these habits are no longer suitable. When you hold your breath underwater, the oxygen level in your blood drops. The brain, extremely sensitive to oxygen deprivation, immediately sends out a warning signal. And the heart, like a loyal guardian, reacts right away. It beats faster and harder to compensate for the lack of oxygen. In younger people, the heart can adjust more flexibly. But in older adults, this reaction is often much more noticeable. You may feel your heart pounding, your breathing becoming rushed, and sometimes a vague sense of anxiety with no clear cause. That explains why on some days, even when you swim very slowly and gently, your heart still feels unsettled. I often tell people this. The heart isn't afraid of movement. The heart is afraid of being starved of oxygen. And breathing is the only pathway that delivers oxygen to the heart in a gentle, steady way. When you breathe evenly, especially when you exhale slowly and continuously underwater, the parasympathetic nervous system is activated. This is the system responsible for relaxation, stabilizing heart rate, and regulating blood pressure. Many cardiovascular studies in the United States have shown that slow, deep breathing can lower heart rate even during light physical activity. In other words, how you breathe determines how your heart responds. Here's a very everyday image. Imagine walking up a flight of stairs. If you hold your breath while climbing, your heart will race. But if you climb slowly and breathe steadily, your heart remains calm. Swimming works the same way. The only difference is that being in water makes us more likely to forget about our breathing. For people over 60, the most important principle in swimming is not how far you swim or how fast you go. It's breathing evenly, slowly, and without interruption. When your face is in the water, exhale gently. There's no need to blow forcefully, no need to push. Just let the air flow out naturally, the way you breathe while walking in a park. When you turn your head or lift it up, inhale quickly but softly, without rushing. Many physical therapists and cardiologists recommend this breathing rhythm for older adults during therapeutic swimming. It helps prevent sudden fluctuations in heart rate and keeps blood pressure more stable throughout the session. There's something that few people ever tell older adults. Swimming slower does not mean swimming worse. In fact, slow swimming with steady breathing is often better for the heart than fast swimming with shortness of breath. When you breathe evenly, the heart works within a safe zone, without excessive stimulation. This is especially important for those with a history of high blood pressure, heart rhythm disorders, or past cardiac procedures. I remember a man in his 70s who said to me after a few weeks of changing his breathing, "Before, I had to stop after 10 minutes. Now I swim for 30 minutes, and my heart feels completely calm." Not because he suddenly became stronger, but because his heart was breathing in rhythm with his body. Of course, older adults often make very common mistakes when swimming. Some breathe rapidly out of fear of water. Some try to keep up with younger swimmers nearby. Some hold their breath out of old reflexes without realizing it. These aren't mistakes because you're doing something wrong. They happen because no one ever explained that. For the body, breathing is more important than technique. After 60, the body starts talking to us more clearly. The heart speaks up when it's under strain. The breath signals when it's being forced. And if we're willing to listen, everything becomes much gentler. When you breathe steadily in the water, it's not just your heart that benefits. Your nervous system relaxes as well. Many people share that after swimming with slow, steady breathing, they sleep better, feel less anxious, and experience a calmer state of mind. That's no coincidence. Water naturally has a calming effect. When combined with steady breathing, the body enters a state very close to meditation. And in that state, the heart no longer needs to struggle. An ideal swim for someone over 60 is not one that leaves you exhausted. It's one that ends with this feeling. My heart feels steady. My body feels light. My breathing feels calm. If, while swimming, you notice your heart starting to race, don't push forward. Stop. Slow your breathing. Place your hand on the pool edge. Listen as your heart returns to its natural rhythm. That's not weakness, it's the body's wisdom. After age 60, what keeps the heart at peace isn't strength. It's breathing. Slower, steadier, and just enough so the heart doesn't have to strain. If you remember only one thing from today's video, let it be this. Swimming doesn't need to be fast. The heart doesn't need to be pushed. It only needs steady breathing. Your heart has accompanied you your entire life. It doesn't need to be tested anymore. It only needs to be listened to. And breathing is the gentlest way to say to your heart, "I'm still taking care of you." If you found these reflections helpful, stay with us. Subscribe to Vital Health Hub so we can continue learning how to live more slowly, more healthfully, and more peacefully after age 60. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Wishing you calm swims and strong, steady breaths.